Hey everyone, Stephanie and I are back for another full game on Words of Friends, Uninterrupted. We're just going to play back and forth as we did before. So it's going to be a full game. I'm going to give analysis as I go along. She's already played the first move of the game, Maxie's. Guess I'm saying that right. And it's my turn. I'm looking at hair do right here off the beginning. And you know me, my mind is always, can I use all my letters? Can I use all my letters? That's all I'm ever thinking about. Well, the answer to that is no. Do I want to do this move right? Sorry about that. Press the pause instead of the little pencil icon. Do want to do that move right here because the A goes here above HI. I think an O goes right there. So you set up a situation where an M or an F or a host of other letters can go there. Triple letter two ways, plus the additional 9 points, plus the other points. It's an easy 30, 40 point move for any opponent. I always say, it's probably best not to do that. So, in this situation, you go on the other side. Okay, so defensively speaking, you don't want to do this move. You want to go down here where the only letter that will go beneath the XI is the S. So you want to go here instead and pick up those easy 26 points and not worry about giving your opponent an easy 30, 40 points. Plus, also, you have to worry about, if they could put a M right there, carry it over to the double word. Now they're scoring 50 or 60 points. And if they're lucky enough to use all their letters, they're scoring 80, 90 points. So, just that's how it is. And so, we're one move into the game. Game's pretty much tied up. We're not going to do any swap pluses in this game. I felt apologetic for doing swap plus in the last game. This time we clarified no swap pluses. So it's just going to be a back and forth game here. We can do regular swaps, of course. I don't see that I can use all my letters. And a good move here, snorts. And not a whole lot I can do right here, but, for me, it's always about heading in the direction of using all my letters. So, the U is obstructing, is the biggest hindrance to me using all my letters at the moment. So I want to get rid of this U. And ultimately, I'm probably going to aim for this triple word over here. But probably the better scoring opportunity is right here. Now, if I go right here, I don't think I can get rid of the U. Now, having one U, of course, is not the end of the world. But in order to do this move, I think I have to use the E and the S, which of course are my best letters. So that part I don't like. Are we better off just, fitting a move right here? Maybe yes, maybe no. It's kind of questionable. But I don't think I'm going to have any real opportunity here to not use this. As you can see, I can't really do anything without using the E and the S. So now we have a really bad rack of letters, and that's how fast it can happen. Probably wasn't going to be able to use all my letters anyway because I did get the Y, and I got the two R's now. But still, a 32-point move is not bad. And it is what it is. So we can play noun. It's not a great move, but it kind of gets rid of some of these problematic letters. Still have one too many R's and a Y. There's a lot of opportunities to use all your letters with two R's. We can play sorry right here as well. I don't know if unsorry is a word. It's not. But just starting this game, got ways to go. And hopefully I can use all my letters at some point. I kind of like the Y right here in this spot. But maybe YOUR, playing your might be the best thing here. I'm not too sure. I want to keep this game as short as possible. I'm just going to pause until it's our turn again. Okay, that was fast. So it's our turn. Um, Good little defensive play as Stephanie. Game's still very tight. And I think I'm going to do that YOUR move. Burn some of these letters that... Looks like we have something a little bit better. Which has me curious as to what that could be. I'm not so sure that we had... Yeah, I don't think our move has really changed. I want to do this because I do want to kind of wipe the slate clean with the letters. Didn't pick up an E, which is unfortunate. So I don't think I can use all my letters. I mean, I see adorned, but that's only using one of these ends. And yeah, at this moment, we're still... This not a great rack of letters. No powerful letters. No E's. No chance to use all our letters. No blanks yet. Right now, it's just a low-scoring, boring game. And these are the kind of games you just have to grind out. So right now, it's one of those games. We didn't start with the good rack where we could use all our letters. Didn't start with the blank. Didn't start with a powerful letter. So far, it's not looking great. But you just have to keep eliminating letters that are preventing you from using all your letters and hoping you eventually pick up some good ones and get that big move that changes the course of the game. I'm going to pause real quick until it's our turn. All right, and that was pretty fast. Every time I do that, she plays pretty instantly. So I'm kind of looking at this and hoping that... Probably should use this triple word now. I don't want that opportunity to stay there. I think nano is a word. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's pick up... Ooh, wow. Well, we just got... Everything I just said came to fruition. Now, the double D's, the double E's, should be able to use our letters here. Word ending in maybe ENED, reddened. Looks like we almost have reddened. Let's see. Yeah, we definitely have some things to work with now. We have Saddener, DDENER, Saddener right here. I think that's a correct spelling. No, saddened is a word, but not Saddener. Okay. A little embarrassing. I got that a little wrong there, but it's all right. We have endeared. We have the word endeared. That is also an 8-letter word, so we need help from the board to do that. Rendered. I think rendered is another 8-letter word. That's not going to work either. Surrender. Don't think nodder. Still kind of searching for a word that fits, well on this board. I don't know if that really changes anything. A letter that ends in a M. We can no longer end the word in S right there. We can start a word with S right here. We can incorporate an O right there. I think where the O is might be our best possibility. So let's see if we can figure this out. Yeah, rendered would have been a good one. But I can't do that. This rack is so good that we could just also nurse this a little bit and we'll still be able to use our letters very soon. So there's no urgency to use all our letters on this particular play. Of course, I want to do it as soon as possible. And I know I have opportunities. I want to keep this video on the shorter side though, so I'm not gonna try to look for every, you know, for everything that could possibly work. Don't want to quite do that, but these, a word that ends in DDER maybe. Yeah, I'd say that. Let's just. I know I can use all my letters, so I know it's going to be. That's a burden too. But that's also not going to fit. Burdened. Sometimes I just like to bring the blank tile up and look through the letters. Read bonded. Would read bonded work? That's not hitting that double word. That's not a word. Here I am looking stupid right now, so you know what? It's okay. It's a hard game, and this happens, so it's okay. I'm perfectly fine with it. Just so this video doesn't start to take forever and ever. Not going to do that because defensively that might be a little foolish. But I think we'll just do this. And let's see what I'm not... Oh, and I picked up 2 eyes. Wow. So, endoderm. Doubt I would have found that. Sundered. I've seen that word before. It reddens. Could have found that. Wasn't thinking about the SMEW word. Dehorned. Redonned. And that's it. Wow. And that just goes to show you that maybe I was a little correct to not keep looking, because those were not easy words to find. I'm not even sure I would have found one of those, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm not so sure. Sunders, maybe, but that's not, I don't really think that's going to be in the forefront of my mind with the rack I had. So it just shows you that it can be a lot tougher than you think sometimes. Now we have the 2 eyes, which is unfortunate. So we may have to now also kind of hold off another move before we do use all our letters. But this is a good lesson for anyone who, uses all their, who has an opportunity to, hang on, let me just play this move real quick. Let's just do... I'm not going to use all my letters here, I tell you that. I want to keep the E, of course. That's not a word. ANDIS. No, they're not taking that. They're not taking that either. Okay. They're not taking anything right now. Playing hardball. Okay. Alright, and we have the blank, so we're just gonna do the dines. Let's see what we didn't see this time. Here I am, just messing up again. Whatever that is, and whatever that is, and whatever that is. And this is why I'll never be, like, better than the best player in the world. Because I just, for the life of me, I don't know what some of these words are. And if there's someone out there who's really good at this game, who has, like, the most expansive vocabulary you can possibly imagine, all right, well, they're going to own me. I'm going to beat them occasionally when I'm running well, but due to their just never-ending vocabulary strength, I'm gonna lose more than I win, of course. So, um, you know, like strategy and all these different playing, near flawless strategy. And like I say, I play flawless strategy, near flawless strategy, and having a good vocabulary base, knowing how to, play good defense and good offense, and blah, blah, blah. That can only get you but so far, but if someone's just as good at you at all of those things, and they also know words like this, well, then what are you going to do? So, but right now I think we can do banding here at the top. So, had something a little better, but we finally used all our letters, and I was too busy talking, but I had everything there to use on my letters. I mean, I kind of knew it. ING, nice little blend of vowels and consonants. So I was just kind of lost talking there, but yeah, so that came together real easily. But now we're here stranded without a single vowel, and it's very important that we get to go right here, because we don't need a vowel if we go right here. We can do like fave. That's 40 points. We can do cave. We can get a nice little move off without having to worry about the fact that, okay, we can't go there. So, can't do anything here. And it's going to have to be... So we have no vowels, which is just great. Quails is not a word, which is just great. Which means that's not a word either, of course, which is perfect. So what do we do here? Do we use a regular swap and score nothing? I would rather not. I wish we had an H at least. We could do the SH right here over SH and hit the other opportunity as well. But we can't do that, so I think we just have to go ahead and do a regular swap. I don't like to have a D and an S simultaneously. Alright, we picked up a Z. I think I would have rather had another vowel, because we'd be close to using all our letters again. The Z is actually going to hold us back a little bit, but Z, of course, is a great tile to have always. So there is no place on the board right now that's great for a Z, I don't think. That can change fast, of course. This little 2-letter combo right here has some potential. We don't have the right kind of consonant to exploit that opportunity. We don't have a U to make a quick little 5-letter move there and hit that double word. We can't do that either. Okay, it's our turn. So let's see, we're still don't have an H. H would have been a good letter for this board in a couple different spots. SH and hitting that double letter 2 ways. An H also goes right there. A U goes right there. Those are good letters for this board all day. An M right there going 2 ways would be a good letter for this board. Even maybe not. Maybe an F. FU is also a word in this game, so... And... So, what do we do here? Yeah, don't like this Z. I'm not gonna be honest. The Z is really just not a good letter for this rack we have and this board. So I may just burn the Z, but I'd like to get a little something out of it. Don't want to waste it necessarily. Neither do I want to throw it back in the queue and let our opponent get it, where it could be more valuable later in the game. So I don't want to do that either. But there's just nowhere to go with this Z. And as long as I'm holding it, I can't use all my letters. Or it's going to be very difficult for me to do so. So I'm just not a big fan of the Z right now. I'm just not. I might just have to do something silly like this right now, just to buy some time. I don't like wasting two good letters like that, but we're gonna have to reset with this bag because the Z is messing everything up. Now we really need that E back and that R to do zippers, but we're not gonna be able to do that either. Still, you know, I like having double consonants, so the PP is nice, but without an E, you really can't use all your letters, and we still got the Z, of course, as well. So, this is just gonna be a battle, you know, one move away, and this could be a tight game again. So, we just have to keep playing defense and biding our time. May need to do another swap plus, although I don't really know what I'd be swapping. It's our turn again. All right, we can unload the Z. It's not what we want with the Z, of course, but we're back to no vowels. You know, as boring as this game is being, it's still a good lesson just to show that this is the way it goes sometimes. And I can put a P right there. That's 19 points. It's not the worst play ever. Is Depop a word? No. Depot is a word. That's 19 points. It gets rid of 2 letters. So maybe we do that. We might have another chance to use all our letters late in this game, but right now it looks like we might just get the 1. But it's a good lesson, you know, when you do get a blank, you know, the aim should be always to use all your letters. You don't want to use it prematurely, you don't want to waste it. If you're scoring very few points with a blank, you know, as I've said before, you're playing the game all wrong. It's just the truth. You have to have the patience to hold on to the blank and kind of live with the remaining part of your rack, trying to hold on to the best letters you can, as I've done, but also sometimes having to accept the fact that you just have to use them and just hope that you get, you know, good replacement letters. I'm going to pause this game until it's our turn. I'll be right back. And it's our turn, and unfortunately, we cannot prevent our opponent from nailing this triple word because we just have no vowels. I can't even play defense. I don't have a Y. I don't have an H. I can't play spy or shy or sly or any of these words from the E to the triple word to block that play. I'm not really sure what the best thing to do right now is because we just don't have anything to work with for the second time in this game. So I think you just have to, like in this situation, now it's going to be hard to slam that triple word unless my opponent has a U. So we can take a look at the bag and see how many U's are left. There's only 1. So our opponent has 7 of the 25 letters. So there's about a 30% chance they have that U. If they could put the U there and go down, hit that triple word, there is a decent opportunity there for a nice size play. And you know, an 80-point lead can be eradicated very fast in this game if your opponent's sitting on the right letters. So we can't do anything about it. So I think what we need to do is Might just need to bite the bullet and swap here. I mean, it's either score 20 points and hope that the two tiles that we use serve as a decent mini swap, and we also get 19 points, and we end up getting two vowels miraculously. But even if we use the P and the T, I don't like the rack that's left. I mean, you literally have to get two great letters. So I'm just going to go ahead and do another swap, and I'm going to keep the double consonant. I'm going to get rid of the V because we've got enough consonants, and we didn't get an E, but at least we got one vowel. And I think that also shows that you know, it just is what it is. We didn't get anything useful there. We didn't get a U. A U is good in this game. Still have that QUI opportunity with an easy 30-40 points right there. The VU, of course, but I imagine our opponent's about to go there, so that spot's about to be taken. Our opponent went over here on the left. Perhaps not great letters as well. So that QUI move is dead. Can't go there, but we can now go here. Can't put that letter there, of course. I want to save the S, so we're just going to do doll. Also, you don't bring that move far enough down to where your opponent can now use the triple word at the bottom of the screen. We do have a slightly better play. I don't really care what it is because this is the this is a defensive play more so than anything else. Because if we don't go here, our opponent's going to go there, and it does have some opportunity, especially if you have a U in your hand. So we want to hang on to our lead and be as mindful as we can about everything we're doing and play well. So that was the play, I think. And I'm always curious as to what anyone's thinking that's watching my videos. Please feel free to leave any comments. Together we can master this game and get better. If you'd like to play me in a game, also let me know. We can go live and do a game just like this. I'm willing to play anyone. You're going to have 30, 40, maybe 50 people watch the video. I mean, I'm not getting a lot of views. So, not going to be a whole lot of people criticizing your play if that's what you're worried about. I've had this channel 3 years and I have 150 subscribers. So, and I can also hide your name as well if you don't want your name to show. All right, well, we got an easy move here. We can do pity, get rid of this Y, and now we get the U. Of course, it's the way it always works. So, not the greatest play there, Stephanie. You set me up for an easy 66 points, but hey, you know what? I'm satisfied, so just teasing. This game's tough, and you just have to be mindful of everything when you play, and it's easy to have lapses. It's easy to set up your opponent without even thinking, so I totally get it. It's easy to do. I do it still all the time, just especially if I'm rushing through my moves. The PU is a word, and PUR is a word, but I guess BER is not a word. So we may have a little something up here, possibly, but it's just, I guess, we don't have a good enough letter to go under that E. We need like a T or another E. We've had a very, very few E's this game. I mean, how many E's have I used? I guess 1, 2, 3, 4 E's. And I had one blank. So, okay. So, another triple word opportunity. I don't think I can hit it in much of any kind of a way. I think that's just going to be maybe a BAH kind of play. Probably the bigger play is actually going horizontally Um, yeah, it looks like probably. I'm not gonna really get carried away looking for that. Yeah, I would like to use all my letters again. I'll just do that, I guess. I don't think we're gonna be able to use all our letters again. I mean, I don't know a percentage of moves where you use all your letters. You either have an E in your hand or a blank tile. I bet it's pretty. I bet it's higher than you think. And this lack of ease is annoying. But if you have an ing word and you have a blank, yeah, you don't really need the E. There's a lot of words, of course, you don't need an E, but the E is the most versatile letter, period. And you need them. I don't even, off the top of my head, I don't know how many E's are in a game. I just could count the board. I don't really feel like doing that right now, but I think there's over 10. I think there's like low teens or something like that. We definitely could have had a couple more this game, but it is what it is. So, still can't go here either. I'm going to swap for these last 3 tiles in the bag because I just want to see what they are. What other letters should I get rid of? And maybe that. I should have kept the P. We'd have provoke, almost have provoke. If I kept the P, no, I wouldn't have provoke. Not quite. We have an S. If we kept both O's, in the P, we'd have provoke. I mean, how are you gonna know that? Not too sure. Look at the score, 387 to 248. Very low scoring game, but that's just the way it is. Sometimes the games will be low scoring, and you're not gonna get everything you want, and that's just the way it is. So we do have over. We're very close to using our letters here. Over soak? Is over soak a word? I don't think it is. Please be. Boom. All right. We use all our letters again. We ended the game. And I'm telling you, over and out are lethal. They are lethal. So that was fun. And can we get a P here for the word top hats? How fun would that be? Top hats. That would be a good one. Give me a P, please. Hey, everyone. That was fun. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. I need to learn too. Please leave comments. Please be critical of my play. I always want to get better. If you think I'm not good at the game, tell me that as well. We can play, and you can beat me. And you beat me on my channel, and it'll be fun. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. See you next time.